Hello, my beautiful Virgs. I'm sorry I'm a couple of days late, but I'm in my house now. Yay! Okay, Virgs. We have the village, the castle, the tier, the fault line, Anima Mundi, and the vow. Virgos. Ooh, okay. Well, I guess I want to start with the castle in the village. I feel like this is that burning down house. These patterns, these relationships, these workplace environments, however it resonates for you, that you just keep finding yourself in over and over and over again. And I want to say the faulty foundations that you step on intentionally because you feel like you'll have more importance there. And that's been in your reads for quite a while now. But I feel like the energy here is just like when you're escaping a situation, you can't think about what's going on. You're in survival mode. And when you are in survival mode, your brain does not exit anything that is not an immediate need. You just don't have the capacity to do it. It's why it's called a survival instinct. And so I feel like there's this idea of like choosing these situations, thinking that you're going to be able to fix them, but not taking into consideration just like how broken it really is, and the fact that like if everybody was healthy underneath and you were just going in and you were helping somebody out, then that's completely different from like people who have been in broken homes and had broken lives and dealt with what drug addiction and eating disorders and abuse, and you know what I mean, like that's broken. Not that it can't be healed, but it like that would require a level of commitment. I think knowledge in terms of over like the psychology behind overcoming those types of issues, and proper doctors and medication and a safe home environment. So like if you're out drinking and partying and doing those things, like that's not going to be conducive to bringing sincere healing to somebody. And like which just demonstrates the fact that the idea of bringing healing to somebody is more about your own ego than it is about actually helping another person. And I think almost realizing it's almost like the idea of like somebody who gets a dog and then they're like, oh my God, what have I done? I can't take care of this dog. Like that was a really, like I need to find a home for this dog, for somebody who can take care of it. And so I think that you're understanding not only how it is that you were drawn to these situations and why it was that you were drawn to these situations, but then in the end, why it didn't actually work. And then again, having to like go back and face and see how it is that you weren't actually doing it for other people. You were doing it for your own insecurities, to feed your own ego. And that's a lot. That feels like a heavy revelation. That feels like oh my God, I feel like sick, but all I want to say to that is the first step to resolving any issue is acknowledging the issue. And I feel like you took a step in sincerity and sincere self-reflection, of just how do things like that happen. And I think feeling a sense of relief, because I say all that and I'm like, I feel like I can relax a little bit. Because I think that once you understand really and truly all of the caveats of it all, and how you, like why you were making your decisions, and how those weren't actually coming from places that were like a healthy motivation, and how brokenness doesn't really heal brokenness, and how, you know what I mean? And just kind of like I think mourning it, but I feel like there's a cleansing that comes from this, you know? Like you faced yourself and you named it and you tamed it, and like thank fucking God, right? Okay, Virgs. Let's see what else we can get for y'all. The World, the Hermit, and the High Priestess. Which again, I think through the end of all of these cycles, really having to pull away and understand like the as above, so below, and how is it playing out in every area of your life, and you know, how is it that you were making decisions and saying that they were, you know, like good, but like how it is that maybe they weren't good for you, they weren't good for the people around you, you know what I mean? And just like I want to say again, just like unraveling the yarn of confusion, because hindsight's 2020, you know, like once we're at the end and we look back and we see how we got there, we're like, oh, yeah. Right? I get it. No judgment at all. Okay. Virgs. Ten of Swords. The Hanged Man. The Fairy Stallion, the Seven of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, because I feel like the idea ultimately is that when you look back over things, you see it a lot differently. And instead of seeing everything as like I want to say like as who's the bad guy in the scenario, it's like, listen, shit can get so messy. And when you try to fix brokenness with brokenness, and then you get new types of brokenness, and it's just kind of like, can you really be angry at anybody who's operating from brokenness? And do you know very many people who operate that aren't operating from some form of brokenness? Because that's a miracle. You know what I mean? But I think once you see it from a place that allows for you to move forward with a higher level of empathy, for yourself and for others, and you know, like and an awareness of how it is that you can move forward. Because you've worked on yourself, you focused. I feel like again, you focused on, okay, how can I, because Virgo is analytical, right? You can analyze something in a second, but I feel like you weren't analyzing it because why? Like you don't want to analyze it, then you wouldn't have an excuse. You know, like ignorance is my excuse, right? If I turn a blind eye, then I don't have to face that issue. And it's like, well, you can do that, but like you do know that everything will just keep becoming more and more broken until it is shattered. And it's like, I feel like you finally had to face that reality, and thank God you did, because now you can move forward, you know, I want to say with a less fearful heart and better laid plans. Okay, Virgs. All right, let's see what else we can get for y'all. Whew. These reads are like just coming out today. I love it. Okay. The Hierophant, the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Wands, the Five of Cups. Yeah, because these are self-inflicted sorrows. You know, it's like saying that you're stuck and you have to do this, this, and this, but you can't do it because these people da-da-da-da-da. But like, you're the one who chose to be there. You're the one who chose to bite off more than you could chew, in the hopes that someone would rescue you, not because you wanted to rescue anybody. And that's okay to want to be rescued, right? Like it's okay to want somebody to rescue you, but you have to at least acknowledge it, right? You can't put yourself in worse situations hoping that, like, because again, survival mode, when you're in survival mode, you don't think outside of anything that is right there, like making sure that your needs are taken care of, you know? And I feel like you can't go into people, you know, like expecting people to rescue you when you're going into a group of survival modes, you know, like who need to be rescued themselves. It just doesn't work. And I think you're really starting to understand why. Arrows. Yes, I love that. Virgos, you've been what, like it's been like something that is more aligned with you, like a job that's more aligned with you, a relationship that's more aligned with you, friendships that are more aligned with you, because you're just showing up as you, who, you know, aligns with other people who share interests, who share goals. You know what I mean? Instead of showing up as the hero version of yourself to the people who are only going to drag you down. You know what I mean? Because the hero version of yourself is from your ego and your insecurities. And that is not, like, those are ingredients that do not make a hero. And you know that. But you didn't want to acknowledge it. But acknowledging it is the first step in getting what you actually want and what you actually deserve. Because you are just as deserving as everybody else, Virgs. All right. I love y'all. I hope this resonates. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye.